Well, I'm really, really proud of our defensive mindset. Clearly, the way the game started, I think we really set the tone with our intensity and with our attention to detail on who this team is. Clearly, these two teams have a lot of history, especially in recent years, and I think it's sometimes even harder because you know each other so well, and I just give our players a lot of credit. They were really locked into their personnel and what they're trying to get out of it, and I just think you could see from the start they just couldn't get anything easy, and I think that it affected them, and then I thought as the third quarter went on, they started to gain some momentum back, and certainly our turnovers had a lot to do with that, which of course you wish you could take away, because other than that in the half court, they really had a hard time scoring against our defense, but you let them come back in it a little bit. Then I was really proud of our fourth quarter effort of clamping down and actually scoring the ball a little bit better than we had been the first three quarters and finishing it out. It's a really good team that we played tonight, and I thought we had an awesome atmosphere, which added to it. I think our girls deserve games like that, and with how hard they're working every day.
How big is this win just in the Horizon League standings and whatnot?
Yeah, of course it's big. We don't talk about it. I think it goes without saying who is leaning towards the top of the standings and who isn't. It's just not something our coaches ever talk about with our players. So the bottom line is this game means as much as Sunday's game means, whether no matter what the name on the front of the jersey says, and sometimes emotionally that's not the case, and you have to get yourself to a point where you say home or away, Cleveland State, IU Indy, it doesn't matter who it is, you have to have the same mindset, and so you could just as easily shoot yourself in the foot if you don't show up ready for one of those two. So it's a big game because it's a really tough team, and especially offensively they've been playing so well, so to hold them to 52 I think just says a lot about our effort on the defensive end tonight.
Natalie, your guys' start, your 11-2 start run, and especially you to start off the way you did, was that just kind of huge to start the game, plus then get you going on a big night for you?
Yeah, thank you. I think it's really important for us. We've had an emphasis of how we're starting games. There's been a couple games this year where we haven't necessarily come out how we wanted to, and I think, as Coach kind of said, this kind of feels a little bit more like a rivalry game, given it's kind of a rematch of the Horizon League championship last year, which is cool, and it's always really fun to play them. So jumping out at home with such an amazing crowd is really important to just kind of get on, so we're not backtracking as the game goes on.
When you see that zone for you,
yeah,
so you're just wow, I'm obviously going to thrive in this, because I think in that middle of that zone, you're big time right there.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely had a couple games where my confidence grown, but I also think you have to credit we have a lot of really good three-point shooters, so Cleveland State knows that, and they have to honor that, so it does open things up for me when I'm trying to flash in the zone, but there was other people that got to the middle of the zone as well, and I think that was a big focus for us this week of just, trying to find where they're not guarding us and get to the open spots and then make them pay that way.
You guys getting Maddie Schreiber back tonight, what's it like having her back on the floor with you guys, if you both want to answer that, and having her available tonight?
Well, I think she's clearly a great player, and she certainly adds some more depth for us. I think that the way that she started out the season, really, when she got injured, she was our leading scorer and second leading rebounder. So to take somebody like that off of a team typically is really, really detrimental. And I think I give our players a lot of credit in the time that she's been out in these last 10 games, I believe it was. We have had all other people step up and fill the role. Certainly some people have played more minutes. Some people have played out of position. And that's not always easy to do when you take a key player like that out. And then I love the fact that she's back and that we were able to work her in tonight and get her settled a little bit. It's something to be able to come back and play a game like this at this high level. She doesn't really get a game to get her feet wet again and get ready to come back in, but I thought she handled it really well. She didn't look rushed. She didn't look like she was trying to do too much, and that can sometimes be the case too when you come back. So what an amazing addition. We get back here for the long stretch of the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret Maddie's a really great player. So having her back is really important for us, and kind of like Coach just said, this is not just like we've been talking about, it's a rivalry game, so this isn't just her. She kind of jumped in feet first, but that's the type of player Maddie is. She's not scared of that challenge, and she's going to come and rise to the occasion, and I think it's important that she went in and she had the game come to her instead of, trying to rush herself, because she knows we all have her back and have full confidence in her, and we're just really excited that she's back out there.
Was that a surprise to get her back so fast? Because on Tuesday, we didn't see her practicing. Or did you kind of know that you were going to get her back?
We knew it was a matter of time. I guess we didn't really have an exact timeline, and of course, she had to get the all clear to go. So she's been doing what she can up until this point, but it was going to be close with the timeline, and it just so happened that she got the clear, and then again mentally, are you ready to come back in? And again, with a game like this, we just decided to go with the same starting lineup, and then to just ease her back into it. And I thought after her first couple minutes, I thought she's going to be fine. And then she hit a 3, which helped her really feel good. So that always helps.
Kayla, holding Destiny Leo to 0 points, like, talk about the defensive end a little bit. You kind of talked about it, but just how proud are you of your efforts defensively?
Well, this is Nat's matchup from the get-go is Leo. And again, I think it's a player that our players know their player tendencies so well, and they've been having some great battles against this team here in recent years. And you're talking about a bunch of seniors, right? I think they have 7. I think we have 7. These kids have been around a long time, so and which gets even harder to be able to do that. But I think from the start, I mean, she had a hand in her face. She just. You got nothing easy going, and I think as a shooter, when you don't get anything easy going, or the ball gets tipped or blocked out of your hands once or twice early, that's hard sometimes to come back to. So, yeah, I mean, I give Nat a ton of credit. So you saw that the way that she scored against the zone, but she locked up defensively too. And I just thought we just need a different edge about us this week, and really, really proud of that. I don't know that anybody's been able to do that on Leo all season. She's a great player.
When you talk about, like, you know, good energy and whatnot, that's 11 straight wins now. I know you probably don't look at that, but just kind of talk about, like, the vibe of the team and where do you think you guys are at mentally right now? Well,
I think we're really confident, but I think going into this game, I don't sense that we're not overconfident. I don't think we're coming in saying we're just going to walk right through this one. Now, you go on the road, I know that gets a little bit more challenging. We don't have 2,200 people here ready to erupt anytime you make a shot. It gets a little bit more challenging, and sometimes you don't shoot it well on the road, and you got to find other ways to win. And certainly we've battled a lot of that adversity already, but I think we're growing confidence every week. And again, now that you add a little bit more depth back, a lot, with Maddie coming back in and giving us more pieces, I think this group is connecting. I think we have good chemistry right now. I think that there's a lot of trust built between player to player, coach to player, and it feels really good right now. Knowing we have a long way to go, and the goal from the start has always been to get better every day, so we'll keep saying that. But we are playing at a really good level right now.
Natalie, for you, just as like a player, where do you feel like this team is at?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of seniors this year. That's not a surprise. But this is our last go-around, and I obviously transferred in late, but a lot of these girls have played 4 or 5 years together, and I think that's a big emphasis for us is maybe it shows in our chemistry, as you said, but we only have so much time to play together, and we all really enjoy being teammates, but not only that, we're all good friends. And I think just taking advantage of, being able to play together and play the sport we love together and be in front of such a great crowd at home and then, enjoy the road trips as well. It does give us a little bit of momentum, and I think it's just really fun going into March and February.